Okay, that is loud. Turn that down. So it's a little late right now, 9:27 p.m. I wasn't exactly planning on making a fourth video, but, well, fourth upload, not quite. When I say it like a video, it sounds like I made a fourth part of this, but I did see this. It's actually still a little too loud right now. Music volume. So, I was quite intrigued when I was reading the little snippets you got to see as a preview for the game. So I decided to get it. I'm not super old or new to the World of Darkness lore. I know a fair bit. A friend of mine is pretty into it. But this actually, for the werewolf side, I know more about the vampire side. For the werewolf side, not that much at all. But it said even if you're new to it, it'll be okay. So I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it's sort of long too. I mean, I don't need like super long, but I know I'm going to be reading a lot, so I'm anticipating a good length story. Hopefully it's not just like an hour. Okay, that's enough talking. So options, move cursor, D-pad. Oh, okay. Character sheet, glossary, back, confirm. Got it. Introduction, Samira Rahmani. I am Samira Rahmani, a Garo of Afghanistan, sworn to fight alongside my fellow werewolves to protect Gaia and her inhabitants from the worm. Rage drove every step as I tore my enemies to pieces over and over and over again. But the humans have taken too much, and anger battles despair as I wonder, are they even worth fighting for? In this game, the choices you make will affect who you are, how you fight, and who you will become. So, Samir Rahmani, it is time to choose. What is your story? Okay. Physical skills, choose one. Physical skill, using a skill can be risky but rewarding. Spine, sneaking, and blending in are your areas of expertise. Oh, for stealth. And athletics is an aptitude for physical activities such as running, jumping, and climbing. Survival is the ability to live and navigate through the wilderness and harsh conditions. So, we're a werewolf, right? So basically, if I'm going to think about this, there's two paths that are kind of the most obvious. Is you kind of go loud or quiet. I'm not exactly sure what I'm feeling right now, but I know it's going to be slightly more interesting if we go loud. So I'm thinking athletics sounds like more parkour. Survival sounds more like fighting. As like they seem like they might be similar, but they differ a little. Where stealth is just basic stealth, but you know, I don't think that's the path we're gonna take right now. We'll go survival. Your physical skill is survival. Your experiences in the untamed wilderness and seedy urban streets taught you how to survive and thrive in unfamiliar places. Alright. Social skills. Never heard of them. So we have animal ken. Animals usually avoid the Garo, but your ability allows you to manage and befriend them. Intimidation, the power to coerce, interrogate, and threaten to ensure others do exactly what you want. Persuasion, a proficiency in verbal negotiations and arguments to convince others to follow your way of thinking. That does sound fun and tempting. I could do it, but that would align more with stealth. You know, that's definitely more in line with that, and it would mesh well with stealth. But I chose loud, so I should probably not mix it up too much, just so it doesn't get kind of too basic. A little too, what's the word I'm looking for? Average, you know, just the average build where everything's kind of strong. This does sound nice to be able to befriend them. This is cool too. I do kind of like the friendlier approach where it's like they're just chill with you. But then again, why not just absolutely dominate everyone? I mean, come on. Who are we talking about here? Your social skill is intimidation. You use threatening words and fear-inducing actions to ensure others know and respect that you are a Garo. You know, shout out to Garo. You know, in One Punch Man. I wish that's what we looked like. it'd be easy to get in character then. Mental skills. Choose one mental skill. We have the occult, a deep knowledge and understanding of the spiritual world, including rites and the Umbra. And then medicine, a healer of people and animals, and an expert medical knowledge. And then technology, a proficiency in handling modern technology, from computers and phones to surveillance systems. That sounds useful, especially depending on what age we are in, what year it is. If everyone's got a phone, then, I mean, that would be really nice, but I don't, did it say? Did I gloss over it? A deep knowledge and understanding of the spiritual world, including rites in the Umbra. A healer of people. I don't really want to do medicine. It's either going to be the occult or technology. This sounds slightly more fun compared to this. I mean, this could be... I can see this coming into play a handful of times. But yeah, this is going to be more fun, in my opinion. So we'll do technology. Hopefully we aren't in, like, the 1700s. Like, I don't... and there's, like, no technology. Computer and electrical systems have an order... your mental skill is technology. Computer and electrical systems have an order to them. Something that attracts both you and the Weaver spirits that occasionally inhabit them. The Weaver spirits, huh? Yeah, like that name, that's probably like a name a bunch of people know in the lore, but I don't. Okay, so... Right. I mean, that doesn't really give me too much information about what that really does, but... No choice but to continue. Choose your rage. Rage is a double-edged sword. Low rage allows you to make wise decisions, but your caution may cause you to falter when action is needed. High rage can enable you to fight against the evil that consumes your world, but it can also overwhelm, threatening to destroy the humanity within. Okay, well look, they don't call me Dio for nothing. I'm throwing away my humanity, Jojo. Is that what he says at the end? Jotaro? Or is it Jojo? Either way. We're gonna do high. I want to read those. Well, I prefer to think before I act. It's true. I'm okay with anger when it's useful. Fuck the consequences. Let's fight. I appreciate the cuss word. Not too many games do that. We'll do high, though. I mean, come on. That's pretty much the path we're taking, so it'd just be awkward to do low. Rage filled my heart the day my parents died, the day my country was taken over yet again, this time by forces from within. As a Garo, I could finally do something about it all. Your rage is high. I'm the first to enter a fight and the first to start one. Yep. Call me a troublemaker. So, we're pretty much just real mean. I like it. Depression, chooser Harano. Depression is what the doctor call it. But to Garo, Harano is a state of despair unique to werewolves as you face repeated losses in your fight against the worm. Be warned. High Harano will cause your decisions to be clouded with despair and you will be unable to shapeshift into your Hispo or Krynos form. The apocalyptic fight may be bleak, but you are armed with skills, rage, and a pack of savage, like-minded werewolves by your side. In a world like this, will you fight the endless battle, or will the despair consume you? This is an interesting choice to make, because I'm not 100% sure why you would ever pick high. Harano is a state of despair unique to werewolves as you face repeated losses in your fight. High Harano will cause your decisions to be clouded with despair and you will be unable to shapeshift. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why you would... Oh, maybe sometimes you're just so angry and you're forced to shapeshift, but high Harano stops that, and low Harano kind of just lets it loose because you're not as depressed. Maybe. That's my hypothesis. We'll pick low, though, because we're all about energy. Energy. Just anger. Rage. We're like Guts from Berserk. We're just angry all the time. Your Harano is low. I am Samira Rahmani, a Garo of Afghanistan. Let's destroy this worm one battle at a time. See, I don't know what that is either. The worm, the weaver, spirits, I don't... Character sheet. To review your choices, check out your character sheet and journal. Press respectively square button or triangle button to open. You can find loads of useful info about Samira, her background, personality, goals, and so on there. Okay. Game terms. Harano is a state of depression unique to Garo as they lose their sense of purpose in serving Gaia. When you give into despair, your Harano grows. Your Harano decreases when you take action and rediscover your will to fight. When your Harano is high, you are unable to perform difficult actions and the Krynos and Hispo forms become unavailable. See, I'm not sure why you would ever have high then. I mean, is that just hard mode? Anyway, health is your life force. When your health goes down to 0, you are impaired and unable to perform hard physical actions. Rage describes your supernatural anger. Be careful when you rage. No, I'm not going to be careful. I'm just going to kill all my friends. Don't worry about it. High rage allows you to overcome many obstacles, but also makes you aggressive and hard to control. Low rage enables you to think wisely, but may cause you to act with caution when action is required. Willpower is a pool of points that you can spend to perform actions that are difficult for Samira. Particularly, willpower can be used to prevent the effects of high rage. Okay. You regain willpower when you pursue your goal. When your willpower goes down to 0, you are impaired and unable to perform hard mental and social actions. Lore, Krynos, okay. Krynos, the half-wolf, half-human war form of the Garo, Gaia, the earth, in both a physical and a spiritual sense, the mother goddess. Okay, so we serve Gaia, but how do you serve the earth? Like, the earth doesn't really, like, tell you, hey, I like fried chicken, so get that, you know? But okay. Garo, the term werewolves use for themselves, I figured as much. Hispo, the near wolf form of the Garo, rites are the official practices and rituals of the Garo that create order amidst the usual chaos of werewolf society. The weaver, manifestation and symbol of order and pattern. Okay. The worm, manifestation and symbol of evil, entropy, and decay in Garo belief. Umbra. The Umbra is the spiritual mirror of the physical world. Yeah, I think I kind of knew that. Okay. So that was some lore. Prologue. A journey's... well, just Journey's End. We can't see our goals here. It said it was supposed to be able to say that, but... Anyway. Across the border, run, whispered the moon. Okay. So, like, the actual moon? Or... I ran, prepared to fight. I was cautious. Fight. Across the border... Oh, I was tense, on guard, and ready to fight. But the bone-white snow and the stark trees that surrounded us were bereft of life. Kazim ran by my side, but my hand gripping his thin arm as we raced alongside the border of Belarus and Poland, searching desperately for a way through the barbed wire fencing that pitilessly barred our way. Get tongue-tying me real quick. The cutting, raging snow blinded our eyes in the freak storm, a series of bad luck and the never-ending tragedy that had begun months prior when the Taliban had overtaken my country once more. Alright, 'cause we're in Afghanistan. Wait, no. We're on Belarus and Poland, the border. We're just born in Afghanistan. Hurry! I felt a clawing of panic within me. The guards were no match for a werewolf, but Kazim, my brother, was only a human, and a child at that, and the guards would not hesitate to strike him down. Look, I'm sorry, Samira, but your brother's gotta go. Alright, we need it for character development, and by character development, I need you to be as angry as possible. And the guards wouldn't hesitate to strike him down. High rage. I wanted to destroy them all before they had the chance. Tendrils of red began to suffuse the corners of my vision. When I felt a small hand grabbing mine, the fury instantly abated as I took a deep breath. See, that's a problem. I need that to not happen. Like, your brother is stopping, like, the cool stuff. Like, your brother's gotta go. Because I need you to just turn around and turn into a werewolf and just go to town. Anyway. The fury instantly abated as I took a deep breath, squeezing Kazim's hand reassuringly. It's all right, I promised. My voice carried away on the howling wind as he smiled, pretending to believe it. This border was meant to be our last hope, our promised entry to the EU after the long, treacherous journey from Afghanistan. This music. Okay, come on, dude. I'm trying to be serious. And this music is like, boop, 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 boop. Yo, like, come on. Okay. Jesus Christ. Stop, please. What is this music? Instead, hope had turned to horror as we found scores of gaunt refugees crowded together in an undulated sea of desperation that pushed fruitlessly against the border. Families cramped and huddled around the fireplaces and within ragged tents if they were lucky. Jesus, I cannot lock in with this music right now. We were one of the lucky ones, which of course we weren't. This is interesting because it says, which of course we weren't, and I kind of like the vibe where it's like hopelessness, but like, I'm not exactly sure that's gonna go the way I actually want it to. So I think I'm gonna go with we were one of the lucky ones because I think it's probably gonna like give willpower maybe, or hope or something. But I think if I hit, which of course we weren't, it's just gonna be a self-pity fest and not like an actual rage against the order fest. We were one of the lucky ones, but even a tent would not stop the freezing grasp of the coming winter that loomed like the mountains of my homeland over us all. The violence of polished guards and a razor-sharp barbed wire fencing were stopping us from getting in, while Belarusian soldiers were preventing us from getting out. We were trapped like a mahi caught in a net as we gasped for air and freedom, and so we had traveled far from the camp, hoping, praying to Gaia to help us find a way through in the deathly stillness of the night. You must escape. There was a new entry. Okay, yeah, so when that symbol comes up, it's basically just saying a stat that I have was in play. I wonder, was it the only thing? No, Mahi. Mahi means fish in Dari, the language spoken in northern Afghanistan. Well, there you go. Learn something new every day. I'm trying where, how. I mean, if the planet Earth is talking to us, it better give a good answer to where. You must escape. Where? I asked. There was no answer. Oh, okay. As far as I looked, the barbed wire stretched ever forth, a delicate ornamentation that sliced through the forest. Fresh snow draped over the smooth paths on either side, concealing the graves of the trees that the guards had torn down to make a way for the silver ribbon of pain. My eyes frantically roamed the fencing as we ran. Over there, the barbed wire lay in shadows, but I could nearly make out something in the midst. I ran to inspect it. My duty was to keep Kazim safe. I surveyed the area. Okay, well, I hope Kazim dies, so I'm gonna go over there and inspect it. Glory. What does that mean? Your place in the werewolf society will be determined by your renown. Okay? Win glory through defeating mighty enemy. This music. Mighty enemies, then succeeding at dangerous quests. Gain honor by following your moral imperative and upholding the laws of the Garo. Okay. Accumulate wisdom by... Can you just please lock in for like 2 seconds, music? That would be great. Okay, right when I said that, of course, it just doubles down on everything. Accumulate wisdom by acting efficiently and thinking well before you act. Your renown will change as you play, contributing to Smear's legend among the Gara. I immediately ran over to inspect it, eager to find a way through. As I approached, the shadows revealed an object caught within the wire's claws. A tattered bag, a corpse of a rabbit, a face. Okay. A face? Do you mean just just a face? Like the skin? Or like a head? Or is it like a face in the snow? I don't think a tattered bag is gonna really help me a lot. So I'm gonna say the corpse of a rabbit, and I'm hoping that I can just eat it all and forget about Kazim. I don't want it. I don't want any of it to go to him. The rabbit's dark eyes, widening permanently in shock, gazed up at me. And another time, I would have buried it. What? Why? But now all I could see was the hole in the fence next to it. This was our chance to escape. Too late. I heard the crunching of footsteps in the snow. I looked up, startled to see a guard approaching as our eyes met. Before he could react, I was racing forward as I shoved him into the barbed wire fencing. He struggled to break free, but I grabbed his fallen rifle, smashing it over his head repeatedly until he lay still. I'm sorry, what? I looked up, startled to see okay. That happened so fast. So a guard was approaching us and we're now beating his face in. Got it. Blood flowing in rivulets as it dripped upon the fence. Grabbing his body, I dragged it over into the woods. A shot to Zim silently helped me shovel snow over it before we took off running once more. Glints of the barbed wire shone at the corners of my eyes as we ran onwards, and turned the gleam of a flashlight, the eyes of a guard, the edge of a gun. Gotcha. The hunters seeking the child at my side as their prey as we ran faster and faster, searching frantically for any way through. Another burst of light, one I recognized with relief as that of Luna's as she shone gaily, not like gay, but spelled with an I. It's not the time, Luna. Come on. Gaily from behind the clouds. Excuse me. Gaily from behind the clouds, revealing at last a small gap beneath the silver that barred our way. Snow crowded greedily at the torn edges of the fencing, but it would be a matter of moments to clear it. Moments we did not have. Oh no. One Hirano. I'm becoming edgy. Snow crowded greedily at the torn edges of the fencing, but it would be a matter of moments to clear it. Moments we did not have, for the moonlight also shone upon the hunter, which I had feared. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. A Belarusian. That should be it. Border guard headed our way, flickers of light and smoke momentarily illuminated harsh features above a smoldering cigarette as he paused by the fence before turning about face to scan the other way. I waited, I searched elsewhere, a distraction was needed. Let's see. I mean, I'll use a trait. Let's do some action. A distraction was needed. I ran back into the forest, flicking my wrist as a smooth pebble soared from my hand. It expertly hit my goal, a tree branch thick with snow that thumped heavily to the ground, breaking the crystalline silence of the night. The guard was instantly on alert, racing over with his hand on his gun as he scanned the area. I edged silently backwards towards Kazim, watching as the guard noted the fallen snow, praying he would think it was an animal. For once, I was lucky as he at least turned away, pacing in the opposite direction. Kazim and I quickly ran over and cleared the snow. Kazim scurried beneath the fence, like a hare fleeing the snow leopards that snapped at their heels. As he wriggled through, Kazim's coat caught in the fence's razor-sharp clutches. I shoved him forward, following close behind as we at least made it safely to Poland, a piece of his torn coat clenched within the barbed wire silver hands. Our final sacrifice to the border. Okay, so here's the problem. You have a piece of clothing with your smell on it in a world of werewolves. So I'm assuming that's going to be used to track us. But since we crossed the border, would it matter? The clearing. We had only made it a few hundred hurried steps into Poland when an ancient forest loomed abruptly before us. Menacing in its suddenness, the thick line of trees melded together as one against the blackness of the night and white snow that violently battered at this vanguard of the woods, a frozen wave of a dark sea. I had heard about this forest as a child. I had just learned about this forest recently. As a child, we didn't study, okay? We were out having fun, doing cool things, like playing with Legos. So, I just learned about this recently. Our journey through Belarus was the first time I had heard of this vast primeval wilderness. Okay, just nice. That's a complicated word. Give this my best shot. Bielawieska. I just killed everyone's immersion. They called it Bielawieska Forest. Thousands of tiny wooden arms above reached plaintively away from their trunks towards the border, as if seeking to reunite with their brethren on the other side, or perhaps seeking their kin that had long stood beside them now, ruthlessly wiped away for a frozen valley and its silver river. A river I wished to put far behind me as I rushed forward into the embrace of the trees as the forest swallowed us whole. I was afraid. It felt like home. What was this feeling? Well, this feeling is that I have been recording for 35 minutes. And I don't really know how to save. Do I just leave? I want to get to like a good point to stop. This is kind of an awkward point. Afraid? No, never afraid. Felt like home? No, we're edgy. We don't have a home. I don't know emotions. What was this feeling? Puzzza? Neutral? Hold on. Tutorial, minus fist. Cost indicates that you need to spend some points to be able to choose this line. Okay. High. In the case of this choice of about your current status, yeah. Right, okay. Of your stats. Right. Okay, so Luna is the spirit of the moon and Gaia's sister. I don't know how to pronounce that. Puzza Bialauesca. Oh, well, okay. That's embarrassing. Wow. I was pronouncing it very wrong. Apparently, here it says it's pronounced Pushka Białowieska. Okay, that's still not easy, and I'm gonna forget. Pushcha Białowieska. Pushka Białowieska. Yeah, I'm not gonna remember that. Oh, what was the lore though? Is one of the last and largest remaining parts of the primeval forest that once stretched across the European plain. The forest is home to the last of European bison and several packs of wolves. Okay. Excuse me. I am a little sick right now. So if you hear me like adjusting the mic or coughing, I'm trying to cut it out best I can. Let's see. What was this feeling? Longing? Regret? I could not put my finger on the emotion, but it grew stronger with every step. I slowed down. I stopped. No time for mysteries. I am slightly curious to see what will happen if I slow down. But I want to keep going. Whatever it was, I pushed the feeling down. Emotions and mysteries had no place here tonight. Will Aunt Khadija come get us? Kazim whispered, the sound making me start in the oppressive hushed silence of the dark forest. Yes, once we're out of the woods, we can find a phone and call her, I whispered back as he looked relieved. Warsaw isn't very far, so we might even see her by tomorrow. You'll enjoy Warsaw. Her apartment is amazing. Do you remember her? Well, clearly. I don't even like this guy. I want him to die as soon as possible. So, you'll like the city, I promise. It's a lot different from our home, but when I studied there, I found all the best spots, and we can enroll you in a school, an actual school. Kazim seemed less enthused at this as I nudged him. A school where you can play football. His eyes lit up as he grinned up at me. Stop right there. The beam of a torch blazed through the forest, illuminating Kazim and I, frozen against the birch trees. Run! Luna's voice intertwined with the sirens that suddenly pierced the night sky. We dashed desperately through the forest, the branches of the trees grabbing at us, bramble bushes clinging to our legs. I shoved them out of the way. I searched for another route. No time to think, just run. They don't call me not Einstein for nothing. I'm not gonna think, just run. Wisdom is one. Was that wise, or did it remove one? There was no time to think, just run. I ignored the pain of the branches as I doggedly pushed through, bursting into a wide clearing. The flaming orange leaves of autumn now lay entombed in the ivory snow that lay over the clearing like a shroud, smothering fallen logs that rose up gasping from the ground in one final hopeless attempt to return to their place in the sky. Don't move. The pristine hay line veneer was broken with a loud crack like the sound of broken bones. Two border guards stepped forward across from us, assault rifles gripped threateningly in their hands. Razor arms, one of them yelled, his face set and cruel. Any empathy long exterminated. So, because I have high rage, I say, make us, I snarled. The guards signaled as I felt two more guards appear behind us, a German shepherd at their side. One twisted my arm violently. We can make you, he laughed, as he easily shoved me forward into the snow. I stumbled, nearly losing my balance, but managing to stay upright as the fury grew. My mind raced, searching for a way out. Some choices may strain your health or willpower. When you lose all your health or willpower, you become impaired. This will make physical tasks, if you have 0, or social and mental tests. If you have 0, harder and sometimes impossible. The guard's gun. There is no other way. Let us go. Okay. It has been 42 minutes. I'm going to end on a cliffhanger. I know. I'm horrible.